Hi everyone, my name is Michelle. I am the owner of MBM Simplicity, and today we are doing the second part of my Puerto Rican flag tumbler. Now, if you have not seen the first part, I really suggest that you stop this video and jump over to my channel and find the Puerto Rican flag tumbler part 1. And that'll basically give you all the detailed information that you need to get to part 2. So stop right now and head over to my channel and look into the part 1.
All right, so I am so excited to get to this point. Now, let's get into this as quick as possible. I'm going to start with my red glitter on this particular flag. So I'll be removing any double-sided tape, protective tape that's on here, and that will allow me to go ahead and spread the red glitter and not worry about it going over to the white part of where supposedly the glitter is going to go. So I'm going to do that. As I was placing the glitter, or I'm sorry, the double-sided tape on this tumbler, I've overlapped. And because I overlapped, I will be using an X-Acto knife. And the X-Acto knife actually helps flatten the two adhesives that were overlapped. Now, I've tried to go ahead and remove it with the X-Acto knife to see if I can pull apart the excess, but it won't. It's so adhered to each other that it's hard to do. Plus, you'll smear that adhesive and you don't want that. So I suggest that you just flatten it to the best to your ability, but not smear it, because it can actually smear. Glitter time. I'm so excited for this one. All right, so we all love our glitters and we want to see it sparkle on our cups. So that's what's going to happen now. Now, remember, try not to put the glitter on top of the ones that we don't want it to be red. We want it to be white. So that white line that still has the protective double-sided tape on top, we're going to try to avoid not adding too much glitter on that side. Just do the best that you can. It will happen no matter what, but we want to try and see that we don't clean that mess up too much, because it will get stuck in between that double-sided tape. All right, so I'm gonna brush any excess that comes off of this cup. That's what you want to do. Brush off whatever falls on this paper, because we're going to use Mod Podge and make this red really pop. Right now it's a little dull. It doesn't have a lot of oomph into it, so we need to really brighten it up. So you take a brush and you want to very carefully line that up, but I'm using a very thick coat of Mod Podge. This will help add some more glitter on top of this kind of thin lining of glitter. So let's thicken it up a little more and you'll see the difference between this color red that we have with the double-sided tape and what we do after with the Mod Podge with the extra glitter on top. It's just going to be bright red. Here's a tip I wanted to give you, and I should have told you this earlier. When you actually use your paintbrush to do the Mod Podge and you're doing the lines of the Mod Podge, you want to try and stay away just slightly away from where the protected double-sided tape is at for the white glitter. You want to get close, but not too close. It's already a perfectly straight line. It already has glitter on it. You're not going to be able to see it too much on the difference. But like I said, don't get too comfortable or too close to those lines. I'm just worried that if you kind of put some Mod Podge underneath the protected white double-sided tape, it just might kind of keep the red glitter underneath it permanently, and I don't want that. So just be cautionary when you ride that line, you don't get too close to it. All right, so I should have mentioned this earlier. When you actually paint on the Mod Podge close to your edges, try not to get too close because it could actually ruin your lines. So it might slide underneath and adhere to the white lines where the protective double-sided tape is still attached. So try not to get too close to those edges. It already has glitter, so you don't have to worry about trying to perfect that. Just try to stay away from it. All right, guys, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get to this white part. All right, so my red glitter has already been sealed, and I sealed it 3 times. I waited for about 15, I think it was 20 minutes actually, 20 minutes in between. I'm going to remove this double-sided tape and flatten any of the overlapping of the adhesive, and then add the white glitter, and we're going to Mod Podge it. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead and use your brush and try to get out any excess glitter, then Mod Podge it. Then add your glitter, brush it again to make sure there's no overlapping or overhanging glitter. Now this is a chunky glitter, and you want to make sure that you flatten it. Make sure that you flatten it, especially at the bottom edges. Flatten it, try to flatten it. So once you do that, you use your spray paint, your clear spray coat, and spray it again 3 times, about 15 to 20 minutes. And after all that is said and done, everything is adhered, the glitter's not going to move and shift anywhere, then we need to tackle that star. So keep watching, and I'll be back, and we'll go ahead and do the next lesson. All right, guys, now in part 1 I did mention that I was going to go ahead and show you a different video. You'll see me in a different pair of clothes, and this is one of them. Now this will probably happen to you where your double-sided tape doesn't meet and leaves a gap in between. So I solved this problem on my first cup by adding the Mod Podge in the middle first of where the gap is, add the glitter, and use a brush to brush off any glitter, excess glitter that's stuck to it or not adhered to it. Then I go ahead and Mod Podge over the whole entire strip, and then add the glitter again. So that way I have a flat surface, or a flat, so that the lines won't show. I don't want anything kind of popping up over the original double-sided tape. I want it to be one complete line. And it worked. So this is what you can do. Guys, here comes the part that truly makes this flag, and that is that star. So I am going to remove that decal that I left underneath all this. So I'm using my pick tool. I'm trying to remove it as best as I can without ruining the blue glitter, because the blue glitter can still be flexible, it can still move. So I'm trying so hard to do that and lift it straight up. Not trying to remove the blue part, but you know what? You can always use a little bit of Mod Podge and fill those lines in. So I'm not too worried about the blue glitter, but I want that star to have the crisp edges. So I'm using my pick tool, and I'm also using my nails to straighten up those lines. Now, once you're done with that, you fill it in with Mod Podge. You want all this filled up with Mod Podge. And I also forgot to mention that you notice that the star part is white and not clear of that gold tacket that we did. And that's because the decal still had the protective backing, and I only removed the top part of that decal and not the protective side, which I'm glad I left it there. Guys, we made it. We are so there. We're done. The hard part is over, except for the epoxy, which I'm not looking forward to on this cup. I just like to get it done and over with after I've done all that work. Okay, so right here, I actually forgot to go ahead and press record on my camera, so I apologize. So I couldn't record everything from the Mod Podge to glitter, Mod Podge again, glitter. I'm straightening out the lines now because the blue glitter is still soft, and so you can move it around. Cut the rim, the top rim, from any of the excess glue or anything that's stuck to your pool noodle. So cut that around and then epoxy it. If you want to change your pool noodles tape, if you have tape on your pool noodle, go ahead and remove it, put a new one on there. But besides the first layer of epoxy, you're going to have dips. It's going to dip down a little bit, and that's only because sometimes it's either your glitter is absorbing your epoxy or it's just creating dips. So for that, you want to go ahead and make sure you add 2 coats of epoxy before you sand anything down. The first coat, add your decal. The second coat, then that's where you want to go ahead and sand. When you sand, make sure you keep it as smooth as possible, because you will end up having dips. And then we'll add 1 more layer of epoxy. You should be done, unless you need to add a second one, because it's still kind of dipped in there. Besides that, you have a beautiful cup, and I know my customer enjoyed this cup. He is definitely going to have other customers for me that would want the same similar cup. So I'm excited. You guys should be able to make a revenue out of this. Like I said before, it's a stunning cup. Now you can easily maybe charge about $40 to $45 for this cup or more. Okay, and that's about it. If you have any concerns, any questions, go ahead and leave me a comment, and I'll go ahead and reply to it as soon as possible. Thank you for sharing this moment with me, and don't forget to go ahead and subscribe. Bye, guys.